What if Jesus isn't who you think he is? Not the religious version, not the political version, and not the one that people debate and argue about online. What if the real Jesus is still inviting people just like you and me, the same way he did 2,000 years ago? Not to believe first, but to come. As I begin my first weekly walk in 2026, I would love to invite you to join me. It's going to be a slow and honest walk through the Gospel of John, my favorite gospel. Now, this is not going to be a debate, and it's not some kind of religious sales pitch, and it's not about pressuring anybody to believe, especially if you're not ready to begin. It's just a simple and timeless question I want to ask you and ask you to live with. Who is Jesus? Is he real? Is he the Son of God? Or just some religious figure who showed up at just the right time? John wrote his gospel so that people like you and me could wrestle honestly with the question and decide for ourselves. And what I love about it is that the story does not begin with certainty. It begins with curiosity. Read John chapter 1. The first followers of Jesus, they meet him, he meets them. And if you look at these guys and listen to them, they don't come with confidence. They don't come with answers. They don't even come with a clear faith. They come with a question. They ask him, Rabbi, where are you staying? I love that. And it's not just, simple talk. It's not just like a conversation starter. They really want to know, where are you living? They're really asking, can we spend some time with you? Can we see what you're really, really like? Can we watch how you live? And as Jesus responds, he gives them one of the most important invitations you'll find in the scripture. I love this invitation because it's still very real today. He says, come and see. He doesn't say, come and agree with me. He doesn't say, come and clean up your act first, or come and you have to do everything that I tell you. He just says, come and see. Now, why that matters for you and me is that invitation still stands today. If you're a skeptic, or if you've been hurt by the church like so many have, or if you've walked away from the church, or if you believe in Jesus, but you feel like you've just become so spiritually dry, Jesus doesn't pressure you. He invites you. Christianity doesn't begin with arguments. It just began with people spending time with Jesus, listening to him, watching him, and asking him questions. And here's something really important. The first disciples didn't decide who Jesus was overnight. Read the Gospels carefully and chronologically. It took them some time. They observed Jesus. They walked with him. They watched how he treated people. They listened to how he spoke about God. They decided or noticed whether his life matched his words to help them make their decisions. Discovery, I guess you could say, came before declaration. Andrew's story, I love it. One of the first seekers who came to know Jesus gets so excited about who Jesus is that he goes and he finds his brother Peter, and he says something simple but very powerful. He says to him, we have found the Messiah. Not because they were argued into the faith by Jesus, not because someone presented him, 4 spiritual laws or whatever, but because something happened when he spent time with Jesus. And that's how faith grows. Not through pressure, but through nearness and closeness. An invitation for seekers and believers. And if you follow Jesus for many years, this journey isn't about learning, cramming more information and knowledge into your mind. So many Christians already know so much. If we would just live out what we know. It's about seeing someone familiar with fresh eyes. So here's my invitation. I want you to join me this year. and walk with me through the Gospel of John. Whether you're a seeker or a skeptic, a believer, or somewhere in between all of those things, you don't have to have it all figured out. Like those first disciples, just be curious. Ask honest questions. Pay attention. And see for yourself who Jesus really is. Because the most honest faith is not a faith that you inherit. It's not assumed. It's not discovered. It often just begins with two simple words. Come. You don't have to decide who Jesus is. Just come see. Just be willing to walk with him through life. And you'll become convinced. I'm convinced. So I want to invite you to join me here on Timeless Netiv as we walk together through the Gospel of John and encounter Jesus in a new and fresh way. I think it's going to be transforming for our lives. I've been a believer for a really long time. But I'll tell you what, I still hunger and desire to not just know about Jesus, but to know him and to walk with him, be close to him. So I hope you follow me and be a part of this experience together. From Timeless Netiv, the Netiv Olam, the eternal pathway, I look forward to spending these times with you. And listen, if you don't mind, follow me. And I'd appreciate that, whether you're watching me on YouTube or on the website or some other means. God bless you.